So let's just have a look at this, okay? This is Moodle, and you know what Moodle is because you're viewing this video. And in fact, when you went to Moodle, you probably landed right here in this section, the Start Here section. That's because I've highlighted it as the current topic for the week, and the current one is the one that will open up whenever you click on Moodle. But I'm going to change the current topics week by week as we go through the semester. Next week it will be the beginnings, which is our first bunch of content and readings and a little bit of testing there. But let's stay here for the moment. Down here, of course, is a screenshot that you clicked on. Well, no, you clicked on the name here to get this video. And below that, you may have noticed already, are a couple of different forms of the syllabus. The syllabus, of course, is the kind of contract that we sign with each other, letting us know and giving us a chance to agree to the level and extent of work that we'll be doing, how it will be evaluated, deadlines, etc. So the official full document is the syllabus, which you can get here in printed form, printed out at home if you want, on paper, if you're like me and like things on paper. Or you can read it here right online in your browser. Let me click on that for a second just to show you what it looks like. There's all the pertinent information. There's a bunch of stuff about the course and description. There's a full schedule. Well, not a full schedule, because for each week in here, I've only listed briefly what are the contents of the mini lectures I'll be giving that week and some indication of the other work. For a more detailed version, you're going to be looking back in Moodle itself, because remember, Moodle is kind of our home base for the course. If you don't want to worry about all that verbiage, the most pertinent information is here in this little, what they call, Moodle book, and that's why they use the word chapters here for the different sections. For each of these, I've extracted the relevant information from the syllabus and posted it up there, and that's stuff that you need to know. You need to know it because after familiarizing yourself with it, I'm going to ask you to do two things. First of all, take this little syllabus quiz, which just has a handful of questions in it, and they're all very simple. You'll find all the answers either in the syllabus or here in this information section, or maybe in some cases elsewhere in Moodle. So if you don't want to be jumping around from this little bit to the weekly guide to the grade book, look at the syllabus first. That'll give you a chance to answer all the questions in the syllabus quiz. The quiz is just there to make sure that we've all had a chance to get a look at how the course is going to work. And I really want you to do it sometime this week. Also this week, please click in here, the so-called Academic Integrity module. You need to do that before the end of the week. Otherwise, all the other activities from week 2 down to the end will be locked to you. In fact, you need to do both of these or everything else will be locked. They're both very simple. In the Academic Integrity module isn't really a quiz at all. It just is a place where you can click to say, yes, you understand that we're not supposed to copy each other's work. We're not supposed to grab stuff off the internet. We're not supposed to plagiarize and that kind of thing. All you need to do is click yes there, and that'll be done. So get those two things done as soon as possible, please. This little Start Here section doesn't have much else in it, but it is kind of a home base for you, because if I scroll down here to the very end, there's a couple of other things, two other things that you want to know about. Number one, this forum for announcements, where I'll post any notices that might say, for instance, well, we've changed up the format of the exam a little bit, or we have to cancel classes for a week because we just got hit by a hurricane, or any other general announcements. Knock on wood, no hurricanes this semester, right? That's the last thing we need. That's the announcements forum, and right below it is another forum where you can click to ask any questions that you have about the course, if you don't mind other people seeing your question and our answer to them. If you have a private question, send it to us, either to me or to one of the teaching assistants privately in email. But yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the home base. It's not the very first item in Moodle, because the very top item is this little welcome section, which I'll click on. All it has in there is a little bit of information on your devilishly handsome instructor, his background, his interests, his email address, and his office hours. Also, for those who are into this kind of thing, there are a few little chapters, as they call them, covering the course description, the objectives and outcomes, and the general evaluation and grading guidelines. So click on those if you want to have those in plain language. All the information about how to contact me, I'm up here, and down here are the teaching assistants, Matthew and Noelia, their email addresses, their office hours, and the name and email address for Ali Gregor, who's going to be your Supplemental Instruction Leader, or SI. Here at LSU we have this SI program. We've had it for a few years, where they hire and actually pay a student who succeeded in that course in the past to sort of take it alongside you, not for a grade, but to make sure that there's somebody else who can see things sort of from your perspective, and you can go to her if you have any questions about why is this course set up this way, or more accurately probably, how to approach this material, maybe how to prepare for exams and essays and that kind of thing. Ali will be scheduling regular SI sessions throughout the semester, probably at least one per week, and you can in fact get extra credit points if you go to more than, I think, 3 of those. Those will help your grade. Not only the points, but actually being in those sessions will certainly help you understand the material better. Okay, there's that. And here also at the bottom, this is another sort of little home base, because here is where you can click to join one or the other of us in our office hours via Zoom. You do need to have Zoom enabled on your device, whether it's your tablet, your computer, your laptop, or whatever, and try to keep it updated so that that'll work smoothly enough. That's all for the welcome section. We already looked at the startup section, and let's just take a quick glance at week 1, because week 1 is kind of a model for how the rest of the weeks are going to go. We're not, as you already know, meeting on Tuesdays and Thursdays, either in person or online at any particular time. This course is asynchronous. You can do the work at your own pace as long as you get it done within the week. What that means for this material is that I do kind of give days, kind of theoretical days for every mini lecture topic. And for instance, on this coming Tuesday, I've got 3 little bits of lecture covering introductory themes about how we're going to approach the subject matter of the semester. There's 3 of them. Mini lectures number 1, 2, and 3. Just click on the name there. You see there's a live link that'll bring you to that little video. The videos are no more than 10 minutes each, so nothing too strenuous for you to view. You can view the first 1 or 2 and then take a break and come back and view number 3 whenever you feel like it. But when you're viewing them, you'll notice that it's at a website called edpuzzle.com. Edpuzzle is kind of a high school tool where they keep track, they allow you, in fact, they allow you to keep track of the material and put little check-in points 3 or 4 times during that 10-minute period, just so you don't fall asleep. And so we know they haven't just clicked on the video and let it run and gone and had a cup of tea or went for a jog. No, we really do think it would be a good idea to view that material and answer those questions, because that's our substitute for an attendance and participation grade. I hope that makes sense to you. So there's 3 of those for this coming Tuesday, and because some people like to have their hands on the actual PowerPoint files themselves, you can download them and view them yourself again if you want to on your device. There's going to be another 3 coming up on Thursday. Those aren't clickable yet as of the day I'm making this little presentation, but they will be very soon. Then there are some readings, of course. This is a history class. It's a college class in history. That means there's some reading to be done, both in form of the e-textbook online at the Pearson Revel website. That's this little link to click here, and in the form of other readings that I've added. They're not lengthy and they're not terribly difficult. These 2, for instance, are a handful of the laws passed by the ancient King Hammurabi, the famous Code of Hammurabi, that I'd like to give you a chance to look at for yourself. And this one, the Egyptian Hymn to the Nile, a good example of who the Egyptians thought they were and some of the important aspects of their culture. So those are the readings, and as part of your graded work this week, in fact, all semester, there are some online quizzes based on the reading that you've been doing in the Revel textbook. Actually, I cooperated with the Pearson people in drawing up these questions, but I've embedded them in Moodle. So you're not going to take the quizzes at Revel's website. You're going to take them right here at Moodle, and the grades then will be automatically calculated as part of your grade book. You got 20 minutes to complete that quiz, which should be plenty because there's only a handful of questions in there. They're mostly pretty easy, coming right off of the reading you've just been doing. And if you get one wrong, I've added a little bit of feedback to give you a hint on which part of the chapter you might want to review before you try it again. You have 2 tries for each question. I wonder what will happen if I click on that right now. It takes me to the quiz. No, it doesn't, because the quiz will not be open until Saturday, and when I'm making this little video, it's not yet Saturday. So I'm going to back out of that. Just take my word for it. Those quizzes are not hard. There's 1 quiz for each chapter. We're reading 12 chapters in the textbook this semester, and we're going to drop the 2 lowest grades. So you're going to be graded on 10 of those quizzes. If you make 100% on the first 10 chapters, some people might think, oh, no need to take the last 2 quizzes, and who knows, that might be true. So those are the elements. Each week is intended to look a lot like that week, and we'll go on through the topics here on down to the end, to the very verge of modern times with the European Renaissance. I've been going on a little bit long now, I realize, so let me just show you one more thing. If you click over here in Course Tools, you can send mail to, well, to me at least. I don't know if you can send mail to other students in the class, but you can click on Gradebook to see how you're doing. Let's see what happens there. Well, all these grades are empty because this is Stephen Ross's gradebook and he is a terrible student. But as you see, it does have that academic integrity thing and the syllabus quiz here as graded items. You'll need to do them. They're not hard, but they do need to be done before you can proceed with the course. And of course, all these other grades will be filled in, and your semester running average will be automatically calculated. Why is Zoom office hours in the gradebook? Because as part of this class, I'm hoping to meet each of you either me or one of the TAs would like to have each of you come to us during the semester during our office hours. In fact, we want you to do it at least twice. Come to us in whichever hour is convenient for you. Once in the first half of the semester, and then again in the second half of the semester for kind of a checkup and an update. Do that twice, and whether or not you have done that will show up in the gradebook, and that is, in fact, part of your participation grade. So I'm going to close it out there, add these videos all together, stop recording and post this up on the web and send it out to you all. I hope to see you out there, at least in the virtual world, and hopefully someday in the real world too. Have a great semester. This is going to be a very, very interesting time. Bye-bye.